Get a couple of squats in as well. Hello. Hello. Don't worry if people laugh at you. Glorious mud. Oh, Jesus. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so you're looking for a little bit more stamina. You've run a 10K, but you haven't done anything past that. And you're thinking, how on earth am I gonna run longer than 10K? So I'm gonna teach you the steps that you can take to run longer without feeling tired. So the first thing, especially for a long run, is you wanna make sure your nutrition's on point. So it starts before you run. That is delicious. 2 to 3 days out as well, you may want to start carb loading. So really think about getting the pasta, the rice, anything that has carbohydrates that you can eat as part of your diet. So those carbohydrates, think of them as a reserve tank. Your car runs out of petrol, you've got a reserve tank there. It's the same with your body. By replenishing those glycogen stores, when you deplete your body of energy, particularly in a long run, you've got that reserve tank of glycogen stores that your body is going to be calling on when needed. Make sure your body's well hydrated those 2 to 3 days out before you run. And then of course, this is going to continue on throughout your run. So now that we've set our body up for success, we've got our nutrition right, and we've hydrated well before the race, it's time to go out for a run, shall we? And I'm going to talk you through some things during your run that you can do to help you to run longer. Let's go. Right, before we do set off though, let's talk about what we've got on our feet. Very important tip here. So if you're looking at running these longer distances, what you're going to be looking for is something with a little bit of a stack height. Now, obviously it is an individual preference. However, my recommendation would be something with that stack height and has a large amount of cushioning, because when you're running these longer distances, comfort is key. So let's get these on, shall we? Right, we've got our wheels on, it's time to go. All right, so you're outside, you're ready to go. Let's head off, shall we? Not so quickly. If you set off outside without doing a warm-up, guess what? You're gonna get injured. It's so important, so do not skip your warm-up. By warming up is not only gonna improve your running efficiency, it's gonna help that blood get to your muscles faster, which means more oxygen to your muscles straight away in your run. Right, let's start our warm-up. This is always a good one, because what it does as well is it helps open up your hips a little bit. Your hip flexors are really important on long runs as well. I've had so many injuries to my butt cheeks, you name it. Get a couple of squats in as well. Hello. Hello. Right, let's get some of those star jumps in. That blood's getting around to your body. Ready to crack on. Let's do it. Mud, mud, mud. Glorious mud. Oh, Jesus. So you've started your run, you're probably full of adrenaline. Now resist the urge to go fast. Every runner's got something that they say to themselves. For me, I always remind myself 3 words: far, not fast. I put my ego aside. I know that I'm gonna have so many people running past me. Another good one that a lot of people tend to say to themselves is run your own race. It's probably one of the most common phrases that you'll hear out there with runners. Run your own race, far not fast, whatever it is, remind yourself of that. And by going out nice and slow, you're setting yourself up for success. So, because what is happening with your body is your heart rate's gonna stay nice and low. Now, if you go out too quick, get your heart rate up, you're setting yourself up for failure, and you're gonna struggle for that second half of your long run. Depending on what you're doing every week, you only want to make a gradual increase of about, say, 10 to 15% of your weekly runs. So if you're running 5, 10K a week, don't go out and smash a marathon the next week. Take your time, be patient. So let's get into something else that is really, really important on these long runs is your running form. Your upper body should always be really nice and relaxed. Don't stay tight, don't hunch over. Have a nice proud chest. It's very similar to swimming. I did a video recently on how to swim. Check that out. And I spoke about keeping a proud chest. So it's very similar in running. Relax your body, but keep a proud chest. And same with your arms and your hands. Don't clench your hands too tight. Just keep nice, easy hands. This is going to help you run all day. A good thing while running as well, really focus on that heart rate. So whether you've got a smartphone or a watch. I've got my Garmin watch here. It's a good way to track your heart rate. I don't tend to run too much on time. I've said this in one of my previous videos, is I'll monitor that heart rate, particularly if I know I'm going long. Last year in my 100k race, I was able to keep a really nice heart rate throughout the whole day. Well, whole day and night, I should say. Probably sitting at around zone 2, zone 3. It was a good place to be, and I felt really comfortable. And it allows you to breathe nice and easily as well. For example, I'm sitting here talking to you guys quite easily. Absolutely beautiful. So another good way of regulating your heart rate and keeping it nice and low is to focus on your breathing. A good habit to get into is breathing in your nose and out your mouth. So I actually focus on regulating this with the steps that I take. So for every 4 steps, I take a breath in. So it's like, they're going with each step. Take 4 breaths in, take 4 breaths out. That's how I regulate my breathing. And then I've got a nice cruisy heart rate throughout all of my long runs. So I'm approaching 40 minutes. I'm gonna wanna start getting the electrolytes in my body. Lovely. So what these necessarily are replacing is the sodium in your body. Probably around about 300 to 600 milligrams per hour is what you want to be aiming for. But it all depends on your sweat levels. Some people do sweat a lot more than others. So as well as sodium through electrolytes, you're going to need carbohydrates as well. So you're going to need about 40 to 60 grams of carbohydrates during a run per hour, not exceeding 240 calories per hour. If you hit these electrolytes, sodium and carbohydrates really well, you're feeding not just your gut, but you're actually feeding your mind. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're feeding our mind to run longer, because your mind needs the sugar just as much in order to stop those negative thoughts coming in and stop you from giving up. So feed your body, feed your mind, and you're setting yourself up for success for this long run. Consistency is key. Don't expect to come out and smash out a long run if you haven't been putting in the planning as well as the training itself. Hold yourself accountable, stick to that plan, and be consistent. Because remember, endurance is built gradually. It's not built overnight. It's going to come with time by doing those 10 to 15% increases each week. But I think the biggest piece of advice that I'd finish on today is, one, just to have fun. Just enjoy it. You're out there in nature, sun's shining today, so I'm having a ripper time. And just celebrate your successes as well. It's really important to do that. So even if you've run 1 kilometre further than you did last week, celebrate that. And maybe with a cheeky wine, why not? Give yourself a pat on the back, because you deserve it. You've done really well. Add in a little bit of strength training. Now, you don't need a gym for this. You're looking at doing plyometric training. It's a really good way to strengthen your legs for running. All of my mates who know me quite well know that I've had a lot of calf injuries over the years. So it's really important for me to do plyometric work. And sounds like a fancy word, but believe me, the exercises themselves are really good for you and will stop you from tearing a calf. Also important to really prioritize your rest and your recovery. So the following day after a long run, I'll usually be doing some yoga, things like that. Put your feet up, continue to stay hydrated. Don't ignore that, because that's another way that you'll end up injuring yourself if you're not warming up and prioritizing that rest and recovery. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out all of my other videos. I've got one, as I mentioned before, on what to pack for an ultra, where I go through all the kit from head to toe for what you'll need. and also one in there preparing for your first 100k ultra. So if you are looking at going big time, check that video out, really good. I'll go through nutrition plans, hydration, a hell of a lot more. It's going to set you up for success for your first 100k. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment on these videos. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, keep improving, far not fast, and enjoy yourself. It's all about getting out there, enjoying the scenery, being at one with where you are. Let's go guys, best of luck. Woo!